Okay, let's see. It's on. It's tested. I guess I'll just clap and then just like set it and then we can start, okay? Actually, fuck it. We don't need to. It's only audio. Okay. Welcome to the first episode of our new podcast. We have no idea what this name is.
Sportables.
I have no idea what this is.
We've had ideas, but I don't know if we'll stick with one. We'll see.
More pending.
Yeah, we're working on it. For quick reference, my voice is Horace.
This is Taha.
This is her.
Yeah, and there's only 3 of us right now, but we may have a 4th at some point. We don't know. But that's okay, because we only need 3 right now. Because, sure.
Yes, 3 is still awesome.
Yeah. We figured for our first podcast, we'd just start off pretty easy as far as, like, what our topics would be, just to kind of, like, get to know us, I guess, and, like, what are our takes and things like that. So it shouldn't be too crazy right now. Real quick, though, I do feel like we're in a really... We timed this really well, because it's, like, start of training camp. Just got done with the NBA season, and free agency is already over. So, like, we have a really good idea of what the teams are. And then also, like, you know, like, soccer, like you know, Premier League just got done, I guess, but they're in, like, the preseason now. And then, like, baseball, nobody cares. Whatever.
Yeah.
Do you guys care about baseball? Legit question?
Not at all.
Sometimes. I want to get into it, but it's like...
It's really boring.
Yeah.
I don't know any baseball player names at all.
Alright, let's see if we can name this many. Joey Gallo.
Clayton Kershaw.
That's honestly, like...
Isn't there a Manny Machado or something?
Yeah.
Who's Kate Upton's husband?
Justin Verlander.
Yeah, that guy.
And then...
I know, like, the Hall of Famers, obviously, but I don't know any, like,
Right.
players. Who's the guy that just died? He was on the Angels or something?
Yeah, that pitcher.
Yeah.
Oh.
25-year-old pitcher.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. What happened to that guy?
It was a natural, like, it was like he pitched the night before he died.
Damn, really?
Yeah, and they didn't say it was like drugs or anything. They just said it was like a natural death.
Oh, Aaron Hernandez. Right. Well, he's dead. but-
No.
Aaron Hernandez.
No, it wasn't
That's
Aaron
a football
Hernandez.
player.
Oh, you're right. What was that guy?
Alex Rodriguez?
Alex Rodriguez. Damn, I'm a racist.
I said
That's what I figured.
A-Rod.
We're up to a great start.
He's still alive.
Wait, no, who's the guy that died in the boating accident? He's all coked out and stuff?
Jose Fernandez.
Damn it, I knew it was close. Alright, whatever. Yeah.
He died.
Who's the baseball player that got shot in Dominican Republic?
That was David Ortiz.
Yeah, from Boston, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
Well, that's enough baseball talk. For
That's
now.
literally
we'll
all
do.
the baseball. Who are the dead baseball players? And that's our podcast for today. Thank you very much for joining us. No, legit though, we're starting up with a couple pretty easy topics, and I think the first one, now that we're starting to get into the football season, one of the favorite topics that just everybody in America likes to do is their top 10 quarterbacks. And I think it's interesting that, like, we're at a really interesting point now where we have, like, this great mix of, like, super old quarterbacks and super young quarterbacks, and they're starting to, like, take over and, like, take the spots of these older guys that are, like, Hall of Famers now, or they're going to be, like, to-be Hall of Famers. So I was wondering, for you guys, who are y'all's, going into 2019, the top quarterbacks? I think we can start with Zahair.
Well, this is no particular order right now.
Sure.
But Patrick Mahomes, Drew Brees, put Aaron Rodgers up there. I mean, he's old, but he can still get it done.
He's, like, 35.
Yeah. I mean, Tom Brady's 40.
That's true. He's probably in everybody's top list, right?
Yeah. Andrew Luck. Put Deshaun Watson in there.
Oh, yeah? I actually just barely have Deshaun Watson in mind, so...
If he didn't get injured with that ACL injury in his rookie season, he definitely could have been a Rookie of the Year candidate.
Yeah. Is this stretch to say he was more talented than Carson Wentz?
Yes. No. He's way better than Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's a stretch because I was just watching Deshaun Watson videos actually last night. He was on the top 100 this year. He was number 51.
Right.
So I was seeing like I think his specialty or one of his specialties is his elusiveness and just like that speed that he has and that's with such a bad offensive line. So I feel like if he had an offensive line like Carson Wentz, I feel like he would definitely be at this stage. He would be a better quarterback than Carson Wentz, I feel.
Right. And I think that's kind of I was really thinking about it last night. I was like, do I put Wentz in a top 10? Because he is really good. Like, there's no doubt he's talented.
Yeah.
But it's like, he has probably the best roster in the NFL around him. Plus, like, a coach that came from, like, an Andy Reid system and all that stuff. So it's like...
And plus, he has torn, his ACL twice?
Well, okay, that's kind of like a downgrade for him, I guess. Yeah,
but he technically...
Well, yeah, actually, that's a good point. That's why he would be out of it, because of his injury history.
Because Nick Foles just took over and led the team way better than Carson Wentz did.
Yeah, at least for that, like, second half of this season.
Yeah.
Well, really second half of last season, too. And then also the back problems that he had. I didn't even know he had that until, I didn't think it was, like, a thing he would actually have until it was just announced. And then I want to say he broke his wrist in college, too. So he's just banged up all the time.
And Deshaun Watson has more experience just because he's played in, I think, 2 national championships while still playing D1, and Carson Wentz only played D2.
Right, so he's won at like a bunch, like not every level, but he's won at like the highest level in college and at Clemson.
Yeah, and he set like all the Georgia State passing records.
Yeah, and I know I don't want to like stick too much on Deshaun Watson, but I did have him over like a couple other guys too, because like, what is his receiving core? It's just like DeAndre Hopkins and that's it. Like, I don't know their tight ends.
Injured. He had several injured wide receivers this year. I forget who he had in his rookie year, other than DeAndre Hopkins.
Will Fuller.
Yeah, and he tore his ACL.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. I only started watching football that year, so I can't remember too much.
I got you. And then, what's his face from the Broncos that then went there also?
It wasn't. Was it Demaryius?
Demaryius Thomas.
Yeah,
and he's like post Achilles 30 plus.
Yeah.
I don't think
he tore his ACL, right?
Wait, he's on the Texans now?
Yeah, he's probably going to retire any day.
They released him though.
Oh, did they? Oh my god. We don't even know. See, that's the whole point. Like, we don't know who's on this roster.
Yeah.
And it's like, when you compare it to like, well, I don't mean to keep bringing him up, Carson Wentz's roster, it's like, Alshon Jeffrey and
Nelson
Zach Ertz. Yeah, Nelson Aguilar. And they got back Deshaun Jackson, who can run like,
they got him
3
back?
or something. Yeah, he came back this free agency, so we'll expect him to be flying down fields.
Oh, he's on the Patriots now, Demaryius Thomas.
They'll probably use him well.
Of
course.
Interesting.
It's like retirement home for
another Super
NFL
Bowl.
players.
There's another Super Bowl ring.
Straight up, yeah. What about you? What's your...
Wait, he didn't finish his top 10?
You're right. You got to like 7?
He got to 6.
6. Somewhere.
Wait, start over. Patrick Mahomes,
Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers, Deshaun Watson, Andrew Luck. Put Tom Brady in there just because I don't know how he's still going in his 20th season. This is his 20th season coming up.
Damn, really? That's insane.
You said Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
That's 7.
What about like Phillip Rivers? Would you put him in there?
It's borderline with him.
Yeah, I think it's borderline with me too.
It's either he goes to 11 or 10.
For sure, yeah. Because like he's such a good passer, but he's like 37, going on like 38 or whatever. He's hit like that Tony Romo age right before he retired too.
For me, when I'm thinking about Phillip Rivers, I think, okay, do you have Big Ben in your top 10?
I would put him and Dak Prescott.
You put Dak. Okay,
put
that's
Dak.
interesting.
Because I know I'm not a Cowboys fan, but Dak is decent. But his best year was his rookie season.
Right, and that's mostly because like they didn't have any tape on him. I do want to get to Dak a little bit later, but I think we should probably like go through the list.
That's interesting. You put Dak because me being a Cowboys fan, I don't know if I would put Dak in my top 10. Actually,
he'd be like just outside for me. If any, he'd be like one of those guys where it's like I wouldn't be surprised if this season he gets into it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Interesting. We'll see. Okay, for me, top. I don't know if you even got to your 10, but I guess I'll
just kind of win. That's okay.
Okay, for me, a lot of the same names: Patrick Mahomes, Drew Brees, Tom Brady. Okay, Tom Brady. Okay, I think Tom Brady should be up there, but I don't think he's as high up there. Maybe closer to the bottom for me. I know he has all the experience and stuff, but as an actual quarterback, I feel like the system helps him more than his actual talent, I feel.
To be fair, I get that, and I hear that a lot, and a counter argument that I've always had in my head was like, there's 3 people in that organization that know that system really well. And that's Bill Belichick and Tom Brady, because he's been there 20 years. Like,
yeah.
He knows that offense front and back. He's probably seen every defensive coverage ever.
Exactly. I mean, I'm
And
not
he
trying to
probably
take
knows what
away.
a nickel defense is, unlike Brett Favre.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, what's that? Like, and it's like, you see him, like, whenever he goes to the line, like, he's constantly just making adjustments.
He knows, like, hey, this guy's like 5 yards off my receiver. He's playing zone.
Yeah.
If he's on the line of scrimmage, he's playing man. Or if he has like kind of like his feet set like a wide receiver, he's blitzing off the edge.
Like, he's just so automatic with, like, seeing what,
Yeah.
like, linebackers do, especially, and what, like, really what everybody does.
Because
That's,
the
like,
Patriots throw a
basic.
lot of short passes over the middle. They either go short over the middle, or they'll do flea flickers with Julian Edelman throwing it down to whoever, Josh Gordon.
Yeah. Whoever the receiver is that day.
Yeah.
That's another thing, too. Like, his receiving core is, like, we don't ever know. Especially now that Gronk's gone. It's
And
like,
Danny Amendola's.
And Danny, yeah, he's with, like, what, the Dolphins? Lions? Someone like he's gone, too.
I don't know if it was a dream, but for some reason, I don't know if it was like a parody thing or a dream where I saw Gronk was coming back. Like, he just decided, nah, okay,
You
I'm
have to
coming
let
back.
go. He's
And
not
I was-
coming back, man.
Yeah.
He's
I was
gone.
just like,
He's going to live that retirement life.
I know,
Yeah,
he's going to do, like,
I'm pretty sure it was a
WWE or something like that. from now on.
27.
yeah, I'm pretty sure it was a dream, but I was just like, oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, the poor man's body is so broken down.
Yeah.
It's like, and like Josh Gordon's, I don't know if he's gonna come back. I hope he does.
I think
We'll see.
he's a TBD. Let's just say TBD
Yeah.
for now.
Yeah.
Because
So yeah,
he's still on the roster, I feel. I think.
right. Like
But-
I saw on Twitter, like he was like Tom was throwing to him,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
in practice. So he's around, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's still on the Patriots.
Yeah. And it's like he's got a good set of running backs though, which is good. You know what I'm saying? He's got Sony Michel and James White. And he's got
Yeah,
a
I
good
think-
offensive line coach, which does a great job with his O line.
Oh wow, he had 4 touchdowns this season.
Josh Gordon? Yeah, he was doing pretty good.
And that's him coming in like what?
Yeah,
halfway
and he's
through
only
something.
28.
Yeah, he's young too. So
If,
Or at
he
least,
didn't,
like, his
if
prime.
he didn't mess up his like with all that marijuana and PEDs and stuff, he would be
Right.
a stud.
Oh yeah,
Imagine him
There's-
still
yeah.
on the Browns with him, Jarvis Landry, Odell Beckham, and Baker Mayfield.
That's like an entirely Pro Bowl roster.
Yeah.
Like there's like no there's like not even a concept of like a number 2 wideout. It's just all number 1.
Yeah, you just run those 4 verts.
straight up. Yeah, they'll all beat him. It's just who do you want to throw to at that point?
You know, speaking of, I could have run the 4 verts on you earlier,
Oh,
Matt, but
yeah.
I was trying to be easy.
I got
for
you.
know?
I got you.
Anyway, but okay, yeah, I think so far I said Patrick Mahomes, Drew Brees, Tom Brady. I'll put up there, Aaron Rodgers. Although I am concerned about Aaron Rodgers this year,
Really?
a tiny
Really?
bit. I think this is a kind of a make or break year for Aaron Rodgers.
I have a feeling he's gonna mess up his hamstring again.
You see, I have a feeling he's actually gonna ball out this season, but we'll get to him in a bit. I'm sure.
They might if they start losing. Like I feel like if they lose like their first 5 or 6 games in like their first 8, they're gonna put in their backup quarterback.
No, are you
I
kidding?
don't
It's
know
Aaron
about that.
Rodgers. Like, there's no way.
No, because like watching that Packers game against the Bears against the Bears when Khalil Mack was traded to the Bears.
That
Their backup actually did pretty well
Until he got sacked, fumbled by.
Yeah, but that was in the
Mack.
fourth quarter. But
Well, I
like-
know in the fourth quarter Aaron Rodgers was in, right? He won the game, right?
Did he come back in?
That was
Yeah. That was, like, the
he did come
historically
back.
crazy
yeah,
game
yeah,
where
he
he-
came back and won that game.
Straight up, he
Oh,
They
came
were down
in-
by like 17 or something.
more than that. It was like 21 points or something like
Yeah,
that.
but he
came back.
was still throwing pretty good, and then
we made fun of Ahad there.
Oh yeah, I was texting like literally like live texting him like when Aaron Rodgers came back, I was like, Packers are gonna win this. He was like, no, they're not. They're
No, but then what also
and then
happened-
with every touchdown, I was like, Packers are gonna win. And then they did. And he just didn't talk to me for like a week.
yeah, and then that Eagles and Bears playoff game.
Oh man,
Pissed him off even
oh,
more.
tragic. You weren't there for that, were you?
I wasn't. I was that day. I had something. I forget.
We were all at Hamza's house.
Oh my god,
I
that
we were
was
just
remember,
watching.
hilarious.
Everyone had their phones out. I think Ahad was like turned around, didn't want to see
Yeah,
it, and
the
then
Bears won. And then
He
like
thought they won.
yeah, and then we saw it. It's like it just double doinked or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
so sad.
that takes skill. That's
Honestly,
a skill on its own,
honestly.
trying to get it to double doing.
I think I heard once that Cody Parkey says that he intentionally like practices by trying to aim at like poles and stuff. And I'm like, I cannot think of a worse way to practice.
I think he's
Why
trying
are you aiming at poles?
I think he's trying to do something like soccer, where you try to hit the goalpost and try to get it in.
It's just, are you trying to show off at that point? Like,
I don't know.
To me, it's just all mental.
You don't get points for hitting the post.
Right? Yeah.
You have to put it through.
That'd be cool, though, if
post.
you did.
Yeah.
Like, what if you hit all three? You get, like, a hat
Apparently
trick.
in the CFL, their goalpost is right in the middle of their end zone, and their end zone is 20 yards long. If you kick the ball past the goalpost before touching the ground, you get points.
Really?
If you don't even make it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. I never knew that. What other weird, like, rules are the CFL?
They have a 55-yard line.
They do?
Yep. That's their midfield.
Damn.
I'm trying to think about that. Why?
I don't know.
They just want to show off, I guess.
Oh, interesting.
Did you do your all your quarterbacks? I think you got through.
I got like 4, I think.
Got through 4. It always gets tough after that, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so for me, when I was trying to think between Big Ben and Phillip Rivers, to me, I don't know about you, but they're kind of like similar players. They're pretty similar players.
They came out in the same draft class.
They came out, but like the way they're built and like their skill set,
I
think
want to
they're
see how
pretty...
Big Ben does with only Juju Smith this year.
Yeah, that'll be
He
interesting.
doesn't have Demarius, whatever his...
They don't have They don't have Antonio Brown. They don't have...
What's that?
Obviously, Lev Bell.
What's that guy's name? Number 10.
Rogers?
Oh,
No. I think it was like DeMarcus Wheaton or something.
Marcus Wheaton.
No, Martavius Bryant. That's his name.
Oh, well, isn't he on the
he
Raiders
he
now?
left like
or
2
something?
years ago.
Yeah, I know, but
He's suspended from the Raiders
I
too, I think.
didn't watch the Steelers last season at all.
Oh, okay.
I watched a few games.
I watched because
watched
of James
Chargers.
Conner was on my fantasy team. So.
Yeah.
I won the
Well,
league.
I had Big Ben on my fantasy team, so, I had a vested interest, and I got irrationally angry every time he threw a stupid interception.
I was so happy. Actually, I would take out Dak Prescott and put in Matt Ryan.
Yeah, I think okay.
I
that's
totally
fair.
forgot about Matt Ryan.
You see, I had Matt Ryan on my list, and I didn't want to say anything. I was like, damn, you guys
I was
are
just thinking
ignoring
back-
Matt Ryan.
I was
like,
just thinking back to my fantasy team.
poor Matty Ice, man.
Because
No
I had
love.
Drew Brees and Matt Ryan on my team.
Yeah, you have Russell Wilson in your top 10.
He's overpaid.
Really? You think
Yes.
he's overpaid? Well, I think all quarterbacks going to
What
the
was
second
it, like a
contract are overpaid.
$240 million deal or something
Yeah.
like that?
Honestly, I feel like for that franchise, it's justified because he came in when the franchise was at a pretty all-time low,
Yeah,
right?
but
Then he got them a Super Bowl, brought them to another consecutive Super Bowl.
And then constant playoff
honestly,
appearances.
yeah,
after that.
but-
He's only ever not been in the playoffs once.
Yeah, I think
last season.
Yeah.
I think he's done really well considering what he had. Like, just look at last year; they still made the playoffs with like who, aging Doug Baldwin, injury prone.
Yeah.
Like
Tyler Lockett was really good.
Tyler Lockett is up and coming for sure, but you got to look at that, especially what he has on the offensive side. I think
awful. Good running backs.
For some reason, I feel like that the Seahawks defense carries them more than the offense does.
I mean, Bobby Wagner.
Because Bobby Wagner,
Yeah.
he just signed I just saw that he signed a contract for like 3 years, $54 million.
Yeah.
Frank Clark left though.
That's
Yeah.
true. But when he was on the team, he was
Yeah, it was him.
beast.
Then you also had, I think Byron Rackles.
Earl Thomas for like 3 games.
Yeah, until he flipped off Pete Carroll.
Flipped off Pete Carroll.
Is he-
I like how he confirmed it. He was like, "No, I was flipping off Pete Carroll, just in case you guys were like wondering. It wasn't the fans.
And
It
they
wasn't
also
it was
had
Pete Carroll.
that guy from Alabama on the D line. I think it was Jonathan Reed or something like that.
I think, yeah.
He was an absolute stud.
Didn't he get suspended?
No,
He did, like 4 games. Like this season, he's
I
gonna
don't
be.
know. Golden Tate got suspended today.
Really?
Today.
I just got the notification.
Why are these people getting suspended? What's going on?
Well, he's on the Giants, so it doesn't really
Giants,
matter anymore.
Golden Tate appealing the ban.
Dude, have
for
you seen that
violating-
poor Giants receiving core right now?
The
Have you
Sterling
seen
Shepard.
Corey Coleman's gone. Sterling Shepard's got a broken thumb. They're straight up gonna probably sign Des Bryant at some point.
Uh,
They're like, we
Des-
have nobody.
Des Bryant's
Good
still
man.
on the Saints.
I think he's still a free agent, bro.
I don't think he got waived, did he?
Who?
Des Bryant?
From the Saints? I
will check.
Actually, to be honest, I feel like he might have.
I don't know.
That's probably.
There was a
sad.
video of Daniel Jones throwing his first 11-on-11 pass during training
really?
camps, and he lofted over everyone.
I think he was just. The Saquon said on Twitter that he just threw the ball away because the coverage is bad.
Yeah, but then when you watch the video closely, no one was near him.
Right.
His line had him protected.
Des Bryant's currently a free agent.
Oh, he is.
Yeah, so. Maybe he'll be on the Giants. Who knows?
I would
imagine.
I wish he goes on the Titans.
The Titans?
Marcus Mariota needs a receiver besides Adam Humphries.
You think a post-Achilles 30-year-old Des Bryant who can only play the X position is like...
Yes, all we have is Corey Davis.
That's true, actually. Okay, you guys might do need
Who was your... you had one other decent...
Deion Lewis?
He's not a wide receiver.
He's a pass-catching running back.
We had...
You know.
He was a huge disappointment to my fantasy team last year, by the way. I hated Deion.
Real quick, I would love to do a fantasy, portion of the podcast. I think that would be really fun.
I think, bro, I'm coming strong this year.
Get some piece of papers out. I'll make my fantasy team right now.
Dude, yes. We'll do that next podcast. We'll do, our fantasy picks. That'd be fun.
I think it's interesting you kind of snuck Matt Ryan in there. I think...
Dude gets no love, and he did great last season.
Last year,
I just have to rethink back to my fantasy team.
Yeah, he definitely got too much hate last year.
He did.
But I think it was all unfair.
Especially after his entire defense was, killed in, one game.
Yeah.
I was watching that first game, and I was like, oh, no! Every other play...
And then you let Drew Brees... You let Drew Brees run on you, break a tackle in the spin, die.
Yeah, exactly. It's you can't let that
That was a pretty sick play.
Yeah. How are you going to let a 30, what is he, 36, 37?
39, probably.
Drew Brees?
I think he's that old. I think he's 40.
You can look it up. I think he's approaching 40, yeah.
Quick stats I wanted to mention. Stats about Matt Ryan.
Stats.
We got some stats, yeah. Because we're nerdy that way. I actually thought this was kind of interesting. So this year... He had 35 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, and he threw for 4,924 yards. That's really good.
Absolutely.
The year that he won the MVP, when he was under that Kyle Shanahan system, which is amazing for quarterbacks, he had 38 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, 4,944 yards.
I remember seeing that. Very similar stats.
So he was basically identical to that MVP season that he had.
Yeah. Drew Brees has his own website. DrewBrees.com.
Of course he does. Do you think he'll say, hi, I'm 40, but I feel like I'm 35?
Oh, no, it's a foundation website.
Damn it.
There was, someone said something that I wanted to bring up again. Could you bring up, how does Phillip Rivers compare to Ben?
Yeah, sure, I'll pull this up.
Year? I'm just,
You are right. Drew Brees just turned 40 in January.
Hey, happy birthday.
Yeah, but how is he this older than Tom Brady? But he looks like he's way younger than Tom Brady.
I think it's because of Tom Brady's a bit taller and a lot slower, I feel. Drew Brees is 6 foot, and
he's not short,
yeah, I mean, he's doing pretty good. He's doing pretty good for his age too. But do you see that video of Tom Brady jumping off the cliff with his daughter?
With his kid,
he literally yanked her off
the cliff.
Yeah, I would.
Low-key, my dad's done that, so it's okay. I think it's fine.
I couldn't do that, bro. I don't know how to swim yet, so I'm
You don't?
No.
Bro, let's go to the pool.
It's 2019.
Let's go to the pool right now.
Let's go to the pool right now. Yeah, you were at the pool. Samir, Rafe, and I.
I was going to come, but I had to work.
Yeah.
I get really scared when I jump in the water.
Yeah.
And even though it's a 5-foot pool, I just
I was literally about to bring my swim shorts in the car today.
Hey, I'm down. Why not?
You have a pool in the back?
It's right next to our neighborhood. It's a walk.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Hey, whatever you want to go. I'm always sad. I love swimming, so.
Interesting.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So real quick, old Phillip Rivers here. So for the 2018 season, he had 32 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, 4,308 yards. And then Big Ben had 34 touchdowns, 16 interceptions, 5,129 yards. So he definitely threw for more, probably because Le'Veon Bell was out, and they only had James Conner, and I think they like to rotate the running backs occasionally.
Yeah,
so he was
also,
forced to throw more.
If you watch the Steelers and Chargers play.
I thought you didn't watch the Steelers last year.
No, I'm just talking about when I watched them against the Titans once.
Yeah.
They were just... This was while Antonio Brown was, I think, 2 years ago. They just lofted the ball. They would just throw deep passes while Phillip Rivers looks for completions and Big Ben just looks for Hail Mary plays.
Big Ben likes to extend the play so much.
Yeah.
It's almost...
With his bad ankle... Especially during the Super Bowl, Super Bowl 45.
Yeah.
I always try to extend the plays when he shouldn't and just throw it out of bounds.
I know. I wonder what the heart attack rate it is for people in Pittsburgh. Because he's standing in the pocket or outside the pocket for 20 seconds.
Yeah, but
I'm like, throw the ball, please.
It's always against the Bengals where he'll find Antonio Brown in the last seconds of the game to win the game.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Bengals fans always get heartbroken at the end. They always think they have it.
Especially against
They do
the
great
Steelers.
the first 4 games of the season, and then they just decide to not win anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
They need a new quarterback.
Yeah. All right, so my top 10 quarterbacks. There's an order for this. Oh yeah.
Last point. I do think Baker has the potential to enter top 10 this year.
You see, I put him on my fringe also. He's him, Dak, Carson Wentz, and Cam. I wouldn't be surprised if they shift the list. And they
I'm surprised y'all are putting Dak even on the fringe of top 10 because
I think there's more to Dak than meets the eye, and I'll get to him in a bit. Maybe when we do our Cowboys portion, our favorite team portion.
Oh yeah. Okay, go ahead with your top 10.
So my top 10 is Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes, Russell Wilson, Andrew Luck, Matt Ryan, Ben Roethlisberger, Tom Brady, Drew Brees, Phillip Rivers, Deshaun Watson. And then, like I said, the fringe, I have Wentz, Dak, Mayfield, Cam. I guess some explanation for why Aaron Rodgers is above Patrick Mahomes. I want to put Patrick Mahomes at the very top of the list because he was the MVP and all that. But I'm going to give it to Aaron Rodgers just out of respect because, he's more experienced. He knows more. He's seen more defenses than Patrick Mahomes has. Patrick Mahomes has an incredible scheme with Andy Reid. Not to mention he's got the best weapons ever. He has Sammy Watkins and you
can't put Sammy
Tyreek
Watkins.
Hill. Well,
best weapons.
Sammy Watkins being a third receiver on a team is a luxury. With Tyreek Hill not being suspended and Travis Kelce being the best tight end in football next to Kittle.
That's true.
A good offensive line too. He's got everything you could want. His running backs ain't bad either. And that Andy Reid scheme is just you saw the Rams game. They were playing Madden for crying out loud. Andy Reid probably dreams up this type of stuff, and he wakes up with his mustache and he goes, "I gotta wrap this down," and then he just frantically scribbles crazy lines, gives it to Patrick Mahomes, and he's like, "Okay." And then and everybody's always open too. There's always
Mahomes is one of the best improvisers in the NFL right now.
It was amazing seeing him,
especially against that Broncos when he made that left-handed throw. He was being taken down. He just lobbed it.
Shot-putted it. Yeah.
That was when Von Miller was dragging him down, right?
Exactly. When Von Miller's dragging you down, you still get that first down. You get my respect.
Von Miller's retiring after that.
Straight up. One thing that's interesting to note, as far as who's got the better arm between Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, Patrick Mahomes.
That's not a question, I don't think.
Aaron Rodgers has a great arm, dude.
Yeah, but
he throws Hail Marys all the time.
Yeah, but Patrick Mahomes in Denver was throwing 80 yards.
Or no, he was throwing lighter in Denver.
No, he was throwing 80 yards in normal stadiums. I think he said he could throw it out of the stadium in Denver.
I think Aaron Rodgers can throw it out of the stadium. He just chooses not to. I'm serious. Aaron Rodgers' arm is incredible. Not to mention the fact that he's hella accurate. And we talk about the luxury of this kind of schemes that Patrick Mahomes has. What does Aaron Rodgers have under a Mike McCarthy scheme? It's not even that good.
Nothing, because Mike McCarthy just let Aaron Rodgers do what he wanted to do.
Straight up. Aaron Rodgers has been carrying that team for a decade.
Yeah.
Constantly taking to playoff appearances. His only good receiver right now is Devontae Adams, who, by the way, was awesome on my fantasy last year.
Where did Randall Cobb go?
Randall Cobb's with the Cowboys now.
I forgot.
Yeah, he signed with the boys. Jordy Nelson's retired,
You guys got Jason Witten back.
That's true, yeah. I guess he can always unretire. Who does Aaron Rodgers have to throw to? It's all a bunch of rookie guys going to their second year with names I can't pronounce, like Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
Yeah, that was the long one.
And Equinemius St. Brown. I'm who are these people? These are not real names. Whatever. Devontae Adams is the only person there. He's got a good running back, we'll give him that. Offensive line it's bad pass protection wise. It's not very good.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not sure if they addressed that in the offseason.
I don't think they want to, honestly. They're just so used to Aaron Rodgers just shifting around the pocket, moving to his left, moving to his right, and it's kind of like Ben Roethlisberger-ish, only better.
Yeah, I feel like during the preseason we're not going to see Aaron Rodgers at all.
No way. Yeah.
I feel like they're going to let Deshaun Kaiser play throughout the whole preseason. Just to have Aaron Rodgers ready for the regular season.
Yeah.
Their wide receivers are Geronimo Allison.
Oh, Geronimo Allison, yeah.
Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
Once again,
Jamon Moore. Jake Kumaro. Devontae Adams. Equanimous,
right? It's like a horse, like equestrian.
St. Brown, and then Jimmy Graham.
Yeah, and no disrespect to these guys, but it's like it's not a Falcons receiving core. It's not a
Falcons.
Not an Eagles receiving core. You know,
I would say right now, if Sterling Shepard was on the Browns, if he got put in that trade package with Odell Beckham, the Browns would have the best receiving core in the NFL.
You can make the argument they do because they have Odell, Jarvis, David Njoku's the tight end.
Yeah, but I don't know who their
Higgins, right?
I don't know who their slot receiver is, but I feel like
Callaway's pretty good too. Being drafted.
Corey Coleman was really good on the Browns, but he asked for a trade during that Hard Knocks.
Man, what a bust! I remember that. Yeah. I still feel like Matty Ice doesn't get enough love. That offensive line's not.
It's just because I feel like it's because of that 23 lead they blew in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
After that MVP year,
Yeah.
everyone just hated on him.
His image just doesn't get.
Yeah.
Another thing I factored into this was age too.
But that also wasn't his fault. It was the defense.
Oh no, yeah, it was the defense.
He can't play defense.
Exactly, he can't do everything. The defense has always been kind of crappy to Matt Ryan.
It was the defense and the coach.
Dude, last year Matt Ryan had to put up like 300 plus yards and like 30 plus points every game, and they still lost. His minimum was he had to throw at least 6 touchdowns. Straight up.
And it had to be all to Julio.
Straight up, yeah. And it's like, I get it. You have a great receiving core with Jones and Mohamed Sanu and Ridley and Hooper as a tight end. Like, they're all great. But, like, you can't just always outscore the opponent every time. Like, it's just not viable.
You have to... They look for those home run plays where when they can chew out the clock by just giving it to Devontae Freeman.
He was injured last year, too.
Yeah.
That was tough.
Let's see. Rivers, Deshaun, Drew Brees, Tom Brady, Ben Roethlisberger. I think we've gone through everybody. One thing I want to say, age-wise, like Aaron Rodgers is 35. He's still in his prime going into the not prime, but I'm going to keep him there. Patrick Mahomes is like 23, so he'll be great for a long time. Russell Wilson's like 30, so he's in his prime. Andrew Luck is like around 30. He's in his prime.
What about Derek Carr?
Poor Derek Carr, man. Poor Derek Carr. He's not going to be on that team. I want him to, but I'm rooting for him next year, man, as hard as anybody, but he's not going to be on that Raiders team in a year.
You don't think he's going to be there in a year?
He's going to ask for a trade.
He's going to ask for a trade, yeah. He's going to be sick and tired of it.
I feel like he's going to ask for a trade, and they're going to trade him to a contender team where he won't even be able to start.
I think we'll go to the Vikings and they'll just get rid of Kirk Cousins.
They signed Kirk Cousins to what, like 100 and like...
Ooh, how about that? Maybe at the end of Derek Carr's deal, he'll be a free agent and maybe he'll want to go to like the Vikings. And then like Kirk Cousins will go to like the 49ers or something like that.
Where'd Jimmy Garoppolo go?
Jimmy Garoppolo... listen, like Kirk Cousins knows that Shanahan offense pretty well because he had it back with the Redskins. Garoppolo, like, that's a whole other conversation.
But I feel like Shanahan's days are limited.
You think so?
Yes.
How so?
He's had like 3 straight losing seasons. But to be fair, his roster's like ass. Like, it's terrible.
Yeah, but he also had that in Minnesota. Or not in Minnesota.
In Atlanta? They had a good roster, though, in Atlanta. Yeah. They had all the guys that just mentioned.
Wasn't Kyle Shanahan also on the Redskins?
Actually, Sean McVay was on the Redskins, too. Fun fact.
But he was an assistant, wasn't he?
Yeah. Man, what is with the Redskins and getting rid of these great...
Yeah.
Well, Mike Shanahan was the coach at the Redskins.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
You had losing seasons with RG3, then you also had losing seasons with Kirk Cousins.
Somehow you had a losing season with Alex Smith. But to be fair,
I think you almost had a 500 season with Colt McCoy.
Yeah. I just feel bad for their quarterback situation. Like, every time a quarterback's there, they get hurt. And their careers are ruined. If it's not, Joe Theismann, then it's RG3. If it's not RG3, then it's Alex Smith. Like, I'm legit scared for Dwayne Haskins.
I don't think he's...
Dwayne Haskins is a tank.
He's huge.
He's like 6'5", like 250.
He's basically Big Ben.
I don't think they're starting him in the first game.
They have to. Who are they? Yeah. Who else are they going to start?
Case Keenum.
He's on the. I thought he was on the Broncos.
I'll check.
No, they released.
Because I know Joe Flacco's on the Broncos because he got traded.
Yeah, they released Case Keenum, I think.
Yeah, old Keenum's with.
Because he signed like what, a 4-year, $32 million contract with the Broncos.
Who?
Really?
Yeah, when
Case Keenum?
Yeah,
no, signed a 1-year
Joe
deal.
Flacco.
It was a 1-year.
It was a 1-year. It was a 2-year deal, I think.
I thought he signed like a multi-year deal after the Minneapolis.
It was like a 2-year deal or something like that, like hella cheap. Like,
yeah, it wasn't a big deal.
But yeah, I think we rounded out the top 10 quarterbacks pretty well. People on the fringe I want to talk about, I think they're pretty interesting. That'd be Wentz, Dak, Mayfield, and Cam. Do you mind if I go into a Cam spiel for a bit?
Sure. Go
Okay.
ahead.
So I really, really want to put Cam in the top 10.
I don't. He's too injury prone.
Well, I'll get to that. So it's like, when Cam is at his best, he is bar none the best quarterback in the league. He's insane.
Yeah, but that was 4 years ago.
But that's why he was an MVP. But the problem is he's so inconsistent. He is a great athlete. No one can deny that. He can bust through linebackers like it's nobody's business.
He could play linebacker.
He could play linebacker. He busts through tackles like it's nobody's business.
Yeah.
Okay, but even in his Super Bowl years, like even in that one year they went to the Super Bowl, I thought he only had 17 touchdowns that year. It wasn't.
But he also had a ton of rushing
I'll look it
touchdowns.
up. They used him a lot as a rusher.
But the one thing that concerns me the most about him is that he doesn't slide when he needs to.
Yeah,
he tries to take on the hits with his throwing shoulder, which is the most idiotic thing you could do.
They play him like he's a running back half the time. And you look at his stats, and they kind of sound like a running back. It's like, here's his rushing yards. 706, 741, 585, 539, 639. One year he had 359. It's kind of low. It was actually his MVP year, funny enough. But, no, sorry, the 636 one was. 754, 48. That's like a mid-tier
How many
running
touchdowns
back.
did he have as MVP year?
Oh, man. He had... Okay, let's
I'm
see.
running at 17. I think it was 17.
17 rushing touchdowns?
No, throwing passing touchdowns.
You can guess both. Oh my, that's
I'm probably gonna say 17 rushing, 20 throwing.
You guys are way over the mark. He had 10 touchdowns for his
Look at that.
2015 one.
For rushing?
Yeah, for rushing, which is still a lot.
Oh yeah, that is.
And then for passing, he had, what did you guys say?
I said 17.
I said 20.
He had 35.
Oh,
You guys are way off
Dude,
the mark. Yeah, he had a ton. 35 and 10 he
He
went.
doubled you.
Straight up.
Dude.
And that's why he should have been the MVP that season. But it's
he had
like
45 touchdowns that season.
going into 2019, not only are you just coming off an Andrew Luckish type injury with your shoulder, which is already really bad. I can't imagine North Turner wants to. Their offensive coordinator wants to make him run anymore.
You have no receivers. You lost.
You have no receivers. Kelvin Benjamin wasn't even that good to begin with.
But when in his rookie year before he got injured, he was like what 6'6". That is a red zone threat right
Straight
there.
up, yeah.
You just throw a fade up to him and he's gonna go.
He's just gonna get it.
And
But
then
that's
they
kind of
also
all he is to his game.
Didn't they also have Sammy Watkins?
No.
They had Ted Ginn Jr. for a bit, and they were just lobbing
And Steve Smith.
And Steve Smith for rookie year. Rookie year actually had the most rushing touchdowns. He had 14.
Oh wow!
So, which is a
Well, yeah,
lot.
he was straight fresh out of Auburn. winning the Heisman.
Yeah,
Right,
I
that
think
was
the only offensive other than Cam guy that comes to mind is other than their tight end, Greg wasn't it?
Greg Olsen.
Greg Olsen, Christian McCaffrey, and I don't know.
Christian
He's-
McCaffrey got buff over the offseason.
He's jacked, bro. He's like... I thought he was taking steroids or something. He's jacked.
Oh, I
Like,
didn't see.
big.
yeah, I'll show you a picture. He's like insane. But yeah, it's like... With Cam, it's like I can't imagine they're going to want to make him run the ball just coming off of an injury. I heard he's changing his throwing motion, so
I feel like
it's just going to be like a lot of transition.
But
I just
have
looked
you
at Christian McCaffrey jack. Remind me to delete my history after this. Dear God, look at those guns.
Have you seen like?
That's insane. We need to talk about this later. We'll have an entire day dedicated to just Christian McCaffrey being jacked.
Cam Newton does throw. He holds the ball from the middle of the ball. He
Oh,
doesn't
yeah.
hold it from the edge closest to you. He holds it in the middle and just
And why is that not good for a quarterback in the NFL?
because you're using way too much shoulder and it
Yeah.
and then he just he chucks it. He doesn't try to put rotation on it. He just tries to throw it as far as he can and how hard he can.
It's all arm, no legs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when you throw as a quarterback, I'm not like an NFL quarterback.
Right. But you probably have a better understanding
I've
of
had
throwing
experience
motion
playing 7 years at quarterback,
Mm-hmm.
and I always held the ball. When I first started, I would hold the ball like Peyton Manning,
kind of like up
like
here.
very up here,
Yeah.
but pinkies on the laces, and I just try to throw it. But now I've started to throw it like Aaron Rodgers, kind of sidearm it sometimes,
Right.
or just step into my throws
I see. Yeah.
if I'm going deep.
Where did you play quarterback at?
Middle school, freshman year of high school, and then I also played outside of school.
Oh, nice. I didn't know that. Man, I really wish I could have played football, honestly, when I was in high school or middle school.
That's pretty good safety. I made a couple tackles in middle school, but that's about it.
Yeah, I was actually a better corner than I was a quarterback.
Really?
I had like 5 interceptions in one game.
Damn, really?
Yeah, but they all ended up in nothing because we played with like those college rules. So like as soon as you caught it and fell down, that's where the ball would be spotted.
Dang. All right. So was that all you had for Cam Newton?
Yeah, it's like I think he's gonna go through a big point of transition this season. And he just makes dumb mistakes too. Okay, so there's this one time I was watching. This made me so angry. I was watching. I forget which game it was. I think it was against the Saints last season. It was like a 2-minute drive going into the end of the second half.
I was thinking about that.
Cam's, it's like third down or something. He rushes for a first down. And there's like 20, mind you, there's 20 seconds left on the clock, no timeouts. And he gets up and he does like this, and he does the Cam thing where he tends to rip his shirt and he's doing this. And then the camera cuts to old Ron Rivera just with the stupid clipboard, like waiting for him to spike the ball to, like, you know, stop the clock. And then there's me yelling at the screen going, "Stop the clock, Cam, you idiot." Like, it's just... I want to root for him so bad because he's exciting and he seems like a cool guy, except for when he hates on women. It's like
I feel like he needs
it's just hard to root for him sometimes. And
I feel like he
annoying.
would need to go to a new system.
You think so?
I feel like he needs to go to. I would say not to be biased or anything, but I feel like he should go to the Titans because the Titans have a very option-based running. They run a lot of read options and a lot of like triple options. Yeah. And Cam Newton would thrive in that.
That's true.
I mean, Mariota does, but Mariota can't throw as well as Cam Newton can.
Not nearly as well, yeah.
And
to be honest, I don't know how Mariota is still a starting.
I don't know either.
Yeah. There's no way he's going to be the quarterback next season. They're going to tank for Tua or something.
Really?
Yeah.
Tua's only a...
This
is gonna be his junior year.
Yeah, so I think they're gonna tank for Tua probably.
I was like, because he won the championship in his freshman year, then he lost
sophomore year.
So now junior is about to start.
Yeah.
Alabama is the best, if not the best.
I mean, Clemson's got to run for their money though. They're incredible.
I meant all time, like having the most drafted players.
Yeah.
But Alabama has a ton of defensive players drafted.
They're always going to the NFL. Yeah. All those defensive guys,
like
their running backs are always going to the NFL.
Except Trent Richardson.
Yeah. Well, not everyone can be as great. You know?
Yeah.
I guess I'll quickly kind of do the last two. Maybe we can cap it off there as far as our top 10 quarterbacks. And, well, these are the honorable mentions, I guess. Dak and Mayfield. So Baker Mayfield, we all know they got a great like roster. It's insane. It's a fantasy roster. It's
basically like when you just join Madden
straight up.
You pick up Odell and Jarvis, and then you see Baker in the third round, and then you just let the team auto-complete your draft.
You just pick them up, yeah. And it's like they have an incredible GM too. The guy that came from the Chiefs. They'll just constantly be drafting and getting free agents that are great. Their running backs are awesome too. It's Nick Chubb and Kareem freaking Hunt, for crying out loud. So he'll be fine as far as the weapons go. I don't know about their coach's scheme. He was an offensive coordinator last year during the second half post Hugh Jackson era, and they seem to be doing pretty well offensively.
I feel like that's when they won most of their games by like a big margin.
Yeah, before that they're just losing by field goals for some reason,
or tying with the Steelers.
Yeah, but we know that offense can be explosive, and we know all those guys on that roster have had a history.
This team is going to be way more explosive
for sure
this year because you saw what Baker did in his final year at Oklahoma.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm the only one that watched his whole season.
I watched more of Kyler than I did Baker, admittedly. So
he
threw
a lot to like. He had some good receivers, and then like I think his first year at OU, he had D.D. Westbrook and Sterling Shepard. So yeah, you have D.D. Westbrook and Sterling Shepard, and then you have
guys.
Yeah, and then you also have Mark Andrews, and then you also have now Antonio Brown's cousin, Marquise Brown, who also just got drafted.
Yeah.
And then you also had
cousins? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And then you also had...
That's a great story.
Yeah. And then... Well, he's in...
with the Ravens now.
Yeah, I was about to say, and they're going to be in the same division, but then I realized Antonio Brown's in the AFC West now.
Yeah, not anymore.
They're not. He's not in the 49ers.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
And then he also had CeeDee Lamb, who's an absolute amazing wide receiver.
Baker can make just about any throw.
Yeah, if he was at least 6'2", he would be the MVP candidate as a rookie.
I think he'll be an MVP candidate next year.
Yeah,
I legit do.
I know if he was 6'2" in his rookie season, and he could more athletic than he is already. I mean,
he's not bad, but
but if he could be more athletic, kind of like Kyler Murray athletic, he would have been an MVP candidate for
sure.
No. You think they're winning the division next year?
Yes.
Or the Steelers?
Yes.
I think that it's gonna be a dogfight. If I had to pick a guy,
I'm going to pick the Browns. We could do that. We could talk about all the divisions, who's winning the.
Yeah, we can. We can.
We can do that at the end after.
Maybe we're at 45 minutes, by the way. So just like FYI. See, this is how easy being a podcast. It's easy. It goes by. We can go for as long as we want.
This is the podcast live. Oh, really? Yeah. We've talked that long?
It's so easy. Trust me. All you gotta do is have a couple friends and just chill.
Absolutely.
I guess final thoughts. He's an incredible passer. Baker's a great, accurate passer. He
can throw on the run. He can throw in the pocket. He can throw off his back foot and stuff. But
every route he could do.
I don't like his follow through.
You don't?
Because you'll see other quarterbacks, they lift their leg up, whichever leg is their back leg, to lift it up. But he'll just move it from the back and basically just put it shoulder width apart.
Do you think that hinders the power he's got behind that throw?
I mean, not really. I just feel like he's gonna mess up his hip.
Oh, I see you. Yeah.
I just feel like that's gonna be bad for his hip.
Yeah.
But the diagnosis you do on quarterback throws, man.
We might just have a little mini segment all about throw. Yeah, a little Zahair's quarterback school.
We'll put up a camera right there for us.
Yeah, we just break down film right now.
Cam having it at the middle of the football.
Because Cam, you can whenever they zoom in on Cam, he's holding the ball like he's not gonna let go of the ball.
It's all arm, dude.
Yeah.
You can see how much he turns when he throws the ball.
For sure.
Alright, that's cool. And you wanted to get to Dak. You want to do Dak now, or?
We'll save Dak for later. How about that? We'll save Dak for later.
I think Dak is a bigger topic.
Get Samir on YouTube. You guys can talk about Cowboys. I'll just take it.
We could. Yeah. Tell me when it's Titans time.
That Titans.
Okay, so our next topic is we're going to transition now, switch gears to the NBA.
Oh, God.
And a good topic that I figured we'd have would be our conference and then finals champs. For both sides. We've come at a point now where post Golden State Warriors era, they're still gonna be competitive.
It's a dynamic duo league now.
Yeah, it's all about duos. It's if it's not LeBron and AD, then it's Kyrie, somebody else, or it's
Harden and Westbrook.
That's gonna be a good backcourt.
Yeah, Kawhi and
Paul George.
Now. Even it's even Luka and Kristaps. Everyone's got a sidekick.
Yeah. You got. Yeah. I'm pretty sure you could even go to the Suns. They have Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton.
Everyone's got a buddy. Everyone's got a buddy.
You could name just a random team and you could find a duo.
Exactly. And so with that, the NBA's gotten really competitive all of a sudden, which is exciting. So I was wondering for you guys, who are your Eastern and Western Conference champs, and then who do you think is going to duke it out in the finals for that ring?
I got the Bucks going in the Eastern Conference.
Okay, against. We can start off. Yeah, Zahair, you can go first. Zahair, what are your conference and then finals champions predictions?
I have the Bucks. Well, I have maybe 3 teams. I have the Bucks, 76ers. And
so the Nets?
Not the Nets this year, but the next year when KD's fully healthy.
For sure.
But I also have a feeling that the Pacers might go off this year.
You think so? Victor Oladipo comes back?
Pacers definitely underrated this year. I don't think people are giving them enough love. They got Malcolm Brogdon from the Bucks.
And you have Victor Oladipo and Miles Turner.
Yeah, they had another decent free agent signing, but I can't remember. I know they have 3 players named TJ on their roster now. So that'll be interesting how they go about that. Wait, did you get to what were your 2 teams?
Yeah, what are your Western Conference? You mentioned your Eastern, right?
He mentioned 3 teams in the East. He didn't even say who's.
Yeah. I said, I have 3 teams that could win the East.
Yeah, it's a toss-up.
Okay.
Yeah. the West is the biggest toss-up.
Yeah, I got no clue.
Because now you have Russell Westbrook and James Harden on the Rockets. Mm-hmm. You have Steph, Clay, and D'Angelo Russell on the Warriors.
Which is pretty good, considering it's almost like a reload and less than a reboot, right?
Yeah. Mm. Then you have
the Clippers, which is
the
greatest defensive team ever. Yeah.
And then you also have the Lakers.
Yeah, which is just all stars everywhere.
Then I feel like the Mavericks would make the playoffs, but wouldn't make it past the first or second round.
Their bench is better now, for sure. Now that they got, Bogdanovich and...
I don't think the Mavs are...
Curry.
I don't think this year the Mavs will make the playoffs.
You don't think the unicorn and the rookie of the year are going to get to the playoffs?
I feel like they're going to go on... I feel like they're both going to average at least 20 points a game.
Something like that, yeah.
I mean, okay, Kristaps is still a tiny bit of a question mark because he's coming off an Achilles.
It's been like a year, though. And, it looks great now, too.
Yeah, it happened 2 years ago.
Yeah.
It didn't happen... He got traded.
Yeah.
No, you get that. But, look what happened to DeMarcus Cousins.
DeMarcus Cousins... Because DeMarcus
That was an Achilles tear. He had an ACL tear, right?
He had an Achilles. But DeMarcus Cousins... DeMarcus Cousins has more weight. And
just a general rule is, with big guys, an Achilles is, it's a question mark, after they come back. So, but then, even beyond... Okay, even if Luka, even if Kristaps are really good as a duo this year, their off-season, to be honest, other than Seth Curry?
Seth Curry, Boban.
I mean, I don't know.
They have, what's his name? The small guy, Jalen Brunson?
Jalen Brunson?
Yeah. You replied to your Twitter thing, right?
Yeah. You replied to my Twitter question, so that was cool.
He's actually
and you also have Justin Jackson.
Justin, yeah. Oh, from the Kings? Really?
He's way better than Harrison Barnes. Yeah, Harrison Barnes got traded to the Kings for Justin Jackson.
I miss Harrison Barnes. He's like a cool guy.
I forgot.
Towards left ACL, by the way, just real quick.
Who?
Kristaps.
Oh, towards ACL.
Yeah. Towards left ACL. Which, I mean, that's bad, but it's better than Achilles.
That's true.
Modern medical science can get that thing back up.
I feel like Achilles would mess up your running form because you have to put too much pressure on your Achilles sometimes when you run. Yeah.
I'm very excited to go to Mavs games this year, though.
It's going to be so cool, dude.
I was so excited to go to Mavs games last year. I was like, I'm going to go to a game after the All-Star break, and then I see DeAndre Jordan, Dennis Smith Jr. got traded.
Yeah. They're like, we're going to completely destroy this team and just build it back from the ground up for Luka.
Yeah, I was like, because I was like, oh, God, we just traded away the future point guard and a good center. But then I saw that we got Kristaps. I was like, oh, that's even better.
Mm-hmm, for sure.
But... You never want to lose two good players for just one good player.
Yeah, but I mean...
Ticket prices are definitely going up this year, though.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna
save,
SeatGeek real quick.
Yeah. And because, a lot of, especially Western teams got better, so it's because of
especially
that.
if the Lakers and the Clippers come to Dallas, those tickets are going to be expensive.
Crazy.
The Jazz last year, I don't think... if the Jazz come in this year, it'll definitely be more expensive than compared to last year.
Definitely.
Speaking of, wait, did I get to my Eastern?
You can go ahead. Maybe you're still deciding your Western. That's fine.
Okay, for me, the East is really going to be dependent on 4 teams, I think.
Okay.
Actually,
maybe
5 teams. Okay.
Really? Okay.
No, okay. I'm not saying it's down to, but the East will be represented by these 5 teams. I think.
So this will be your playoff teams.
Yeah. Okay. That will make the playoffs for sure. So the Raptors, I think.
Yeah.
To be honest, I think Bucks are up top.
Mm-hmm.
The Sixers are up there.
Yeah. Definitely.
Their defense is just crazy. The Pacers, and then the Raptors and Celtics. So the Raptors and Celtics, I'm not really sure who to pick one over the other because they both lost a lot in the offseason.
I don't know about the Raptors because they don't have DeMar DeRozan or Kawhi. You just have Kyle Lowry.
But Pascal Siakam grew a lot this past year.
He did.
So I mean, he's turning out to be a franchise. He's becoming a franchise player for them.
Right.
They got Marc Gasol back. Still have a lot of their bench still.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, the big question is how do you replace Kawhi Leonard? You can't.
Yeah.
But I think they're still in a tiny bit of a better position than the Celtics because they lost Al Horford.
Right.
And
he went to the 76ers, right?
He did.
Yeah.
He did. And so that was huge for them. And they got Kemba Walker. That's awesome.
And Ennis came too.
And Enes Kanter, yeah.
He's like,
but I think it's gonna be like top. Who's gonna fight for the third seed? I think it's gonna be between like Celtics, Raptors.
I feel like in the West you could also throw in Portland now.
No, of course, yeah.
They
just
going in
because they just
yeah,
and they also just signed Pau Gasol also.
That's true. Yeah, it's good. Like additional player, like kind of late free agency signing.
I think for Eastern Conference, real quick, I'll just go on a limb and say the Bucks will beat the Sixers in like the second round or something.
I see you.
And then it'll be Bucks and I'll say Bucks and Pacers.
Okay.
For conference finals.
And then for the finals, who do you guys have?
Oh, that's way too hard. It's going to be an LA team. I know that for a fact.
It would have to be for sure.
It's probably going to be the Clippers and the Bucks. Two best defensive teams in the game.
Yeah. They're going to score like 20 points.
Yeah.
Like it's going to be so defensive.
I just found tickets for the preseason game. This is a preseason game.
Oh, yeah?
And it's in Vancouver, but it's the Mavericks versus the Clippers.
It's in Vancouver?
Yeah.
Is this like a preseason game or something?
Yeah, it's a preseason game.
Okay.
The cheapest ticket is $71. Or no, actually, excuse me, $80.
Oh.
Damn, that's for preseason.
And that's just because
the season.
Yeah, it's just because it's the Clippers. It's just because it's the Clippers.
Catch me inside on my TV on TNT.
I don't think they play in preseason games on TNT. I think it's all like
Damn it! All right, well,
on
I mean,
NBA
it's
TV.
By the way, RIP to NBA streams on Reddit.
I was really dependent on that for a while.
Yeah,
That's gone. I'm so scared for NFL streams.
Oh, I think they got that too. I think they got that this year.
I gotta pay for it. No.
I'll just go to my dad's restaurant and watch it on YouTube TV or Hulu.
There you go. Yeah.
Okay, alright. That's fair. Mm-hmm. But you still have to like. You can only how many games can you watch with like those?
You can stream up to 4 devices.
Okay. That's not bad.
So I can have like
2 of the devices could be us.
What, like take the TV down?
Zahir just gave a small nod.
You didn't see it, listeners, but that's what he did. We can say that now.
I'll have to talk to my dad about it.
I'm just kidding, but so real quick.
Conclusion, we don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. It's really hard. For me, just for reference, for the West, I was pretty mainstream about it. I did Clippers, Lakers, and then for the other side, West I did them. East I did Bucks, 76ers, and then for the finals I did Clippers, 76ers. That's what I think it's going to be.
I don't know if Ben Simmons will be able to live
There's
it up.
no way the 76ers can lose in the fashion they did last year or the year before that against the Celtics.
Watch Chris Middleton.
I just don't see it.
Chris Middleton just hits a half-court 3 in Game 7.
Mm-hmm. Do you think them letting go of Jimmy Butler is a big deal?
No.
Scoring wise,
and then getting Al Horford instead.
Scoring wise,
who did they get from the Heat though? Was it a sign-in trade?
Jimmy Butler went to the Heat.
They got Josh Richardson from the Heat.
Oh,
so
well, he's a solid bench player.
He's gonna be most likely there because they lost JJ Redick, so he's probably gonna be their starting shooter.
He's with the Pelicans.
Really? Oh yeah, I forgot.
It's like an entirely Duke team.
Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch.
Oh, Samir's calling.
What the?
Samir, what do you want?
What? You called first.
Yeah, we're in the middle of a podcast right now.
Oh, you're doing that right now? Oh, okay, my bad, sorry.
Quickly, Samir, hot take. Top 10 quarterbacks. Go, say it.
Huh?
Go! Top 10 quarterbacks 2019. We don't have time. We're actually past that topic, but just do it anyways.
Dak is number 1. Also number 2. He's taking number 3 also. I think I can squeeze him in at 4.
I put Dak at
He make the
32.
top 5 for sure.
Wow.
Samir, is Dak also number 32?
No.
This can't be the last. His number's 1 through 31.
Yeah.
Who's last?
Carson Wentz.
Okay, quickly. Samir, conference champs for the NBA, for both sides, and then finals champs. Go.
You got, like the champions or who's in the game?
Yeah, who's going to be in the conference?
Who's going to be the final 4 teams?
And then, who's going to be the final 4 teams, basically?
Clippers, Lakers, Bucks, and the 76ers.
That's what I said.
Who's going to go to
There
the
we go.
finals?
Who's going to the finals?
Who's going to go to the finals? Lakers.
And
76ers.
Oh,
Damn, okay. Lakers 76ers.
All right, awesome.
All right, we appreciate your 2 cents, Samir. And not...
Anytime.
Yeah, I was going to call it...
Don't interrupt again, though.
No, like, we were going to have 4, but we're at 3 right now, which is honestly pretty good. But, like, yeah, next time you show up, okay?
Okay, yes, sir.
Sounds good. And we'll do a DAC topic later, we promise.
Of course. Keep on catching. Keep it up.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Friend of the show. Samir, Cowboys extraordinaire.
Wait, was that Samir Zuberi or your brother?
Samir Zuberi.
That was Samir Zuberi?
Yeah.
Yes.
My brother's voice is not that deep. It's deep.
But his
in
brother's
mine,
name
but-
is Samir, not Samir.
Yeah, come on, bro.
That's... Oh, wait. No, I knew that. What the heck?
Yeah.
That did not sound like
We've
Samir.
officially hit an hour, by the way.
Damn.
I feel like Samir just woke up.
Yeah, he sounds like he just woke up.
Damn. Okay.
Do you guys want to round this off with, like, maybe just, like, some extra third thing? Anything y'all want to talk about? Anything you guys want to talk about?
His hair looks so tired right now. He's like leaning on the table.
That's true.
Cap is like falling off low key.
He looks like we just podcasted for, like, 4 hours.
I woke up at 9:20.
Wow.
I woke up 9:50, dude.
Bro.
Let's see. What do you want? I mean, do you want to talk about the Cowboys? I feel like we should.
We can talk
Let's
about our
have
favorite
a few.
teams, yeah. Just chill about them. Do you have any expectations for them
Quick
going
records.
into... Oh, yeah. Like,
for each, like, we could do a record for our favorite teams,
okay.
and then we could do like the playoffs for the NFL.
Sure. Okay. I'm down.
Playoff?
Or not playoffs,
No,
like
we could do
winners
the
of the division.
Division.
Okay, that's better. Yeah. Well, we'll do playoffs like another time, I think. That'll be good.
Yeah, we don't have to do everything.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I just wanted to like maybe cap it off with like just one last final thing.
I looked it up on Google. Like, how many days until like September 8th? I think it was the first Cowboys game.
Yeah.
It was 43 days.
Oh, we're almost there. We're so
It's
close.
another month and a half almost.
Yeah.
So I'm excited.
Mhm.
Okay. Did you want to do?
We'll talk about the Cowboys Titans.
Let's Zuhair talk about his freaking.
So,
Titan.
how long is Marcus Mariota gonna play before he gets benched for the backup?
Well, this is probably his last season.
Yeah,
This is his season where he has to prove.
definitely not gonna get re-signed.
He might get re-signed. He might get traded to, like... If he got traded to the Patriots, I'd be devastated. Like, Bill Belichick signed Marcus Mariota to the Patriots after Tom Brady retires, and Marcus Mariota just goes off.
Bill Belichick's gonna be like, "You will be my next quarterback for the next 50 years."
Well, I feel like he could make Mariota
Margaret.
into... He could make a margarita.
Yeah.
He could probably make Mariota into, like a long-lasting quarterback just because...
That's true.
The way Tom Brady has a line...
Well, it's the offensive line coach that does everything.
Yeah.
He's incredible.
Yeah, but also them drafting would be like... They drafted a pretty solid line.
For sure.
So, like, Tom Brady really never got hit.
Yeah.
Unless if it was, like, an all-out blitz.
Right.
But
Who was the left tackle, by the way, that got suspended?
Taylor Lewan.
Taylor Lewan.
But Jack Conklin's still there on his blind side.
Is he suspended for how?
PED.
He one game.
One game?
One game.
Yeah.
Dang, okay.
He
But
gets suspended for threatening to rape somebody, but that's not the time.
but I feel like this is Mariota's like season where he has to prove it.
Mhm.
And I have a feeling they're gonna go 7-9.
7 and 9.
Well, let me look at their schedule real quick.
Oh yeah, that's important. It's like I feel like him and Jameis Winston, it's go time. And if I'm being honest, I think
Jameis Winston's done. He can't come back from.
I think Jameis Winston's going to come out of this more likely to be on top than Marcus Mariota, just because I think Jameis is a better passer than Marcus. Marcus is not a good passer.
Okay,
That's
off the field issues aside, I like Jameis as a quarterback.
He's not bad.
He's not bad at all.
Week 1, the Titans play the Browns.
That'll be interesting.
That's gonna be a good game.
That'll be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, like the Buccaneers got Bruce Arians,
Yeah.
and he's like a quarterback fixer. You know, he like makes Carson
Supposed to.
Palmer great, and
They got a new
bunch of
defensive
others.
coordinator too, right?
How do you
Did
guys
they?
think the Colts are gonna do?
that division suddenly got really, really tough.
I mean,
well, it's all just between the Texans
Texans
and
and
the Colts.
them, yeah.
But
I'll
Jacksonville
take
has
the Colts.
has
I'll
a
take the Colts.
reasonable quarterback now with
Yeah,
Nick
but-
Foles, and their defense is still
But
like
they
pretty
have-
much everyone's there.
But they don't have a good coach. They have what's his name?
I don't know. I'll be
So
sad if
far,
Nick
I
Foles
have the
kinda-
Titans starting off 0-2.
Doug Marrone. I mean, he went to the AFC Championship last year with freaking Blake Bortles. I don't know if he's that bad. You know.
I have the Titans starting off 0-2, losing to the Browns and the Colts, and then beating the Jaguars. Then don't know about the Falcons. That's gonna be a good game. Then they play the Bills, Broncos.
Yeah.
So they're like 3-3.
Cole Beasley, the sauce, is on the Bills, though.
That's true.
That's not an easy win.
He doesn't play
Beasley.
defense though.
I'm messing.
For what it's worth, I like Mike Vrabel a lot. He said he'd quote unquote cut his dick off to get a Super Bowl win. So I think any coach that makes that kind of statement
Puts his
puts his genitals on the line for a poorly made Vince Lombardi trophy.
Damn.
You know, I think that deserves some respect.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I mean, the Titans are interesting. I'll give them that, but I mean,
the Buccaneers and the
They took
Titans
another
play
look.
against each other also.
I really should be fun.
I think 7-9 is a bit too high for you.
I think. Well, they went 7-9 this year, right? 6-10.
I don't know. They beat the Eagles in overtime. I know that.
They beat everybody that was good in overtime, but then they just didn't win other games. It was so weird. Like, they beat the Patriots and the 10-6 Cowboys and the Eagles, all these playoff teams, and they still went. What did they go? Like 79 or something like that? Let's see.
I think they're gonna finish 7-9 because
They went 9-7. Okay, so they weren't bad.
Yeah,
like,
I feel like they're gonna go 7-9 because they played the Texans. They're probably gonna go 1-1 against the Texans, 1-1 against the Colts,
yeah,
and 2-0 against Jacksonville.
2-0 against. Okay, you think they're gonna
And
sweep Jackson?
They're gonna lose to
Well,
the Browns, Falcons, Saints. They're gonna beat the Buccaneers.
yeah. This is probably the only time we're gonna be talking about the Titans. So
Yep. And they're
Bear in
gonna
mind.
get blown out by the Chiefs,
yeah, there's
and they're gonna beat the Panthers.
okay.
Well, that's gonna be a good game. The Titans and Panthers. That's gonna be a good game.
Two
They're
injury
pretty.
prone
Yeah,
rushing
they're
quarterbacks.
pretty rough teams going up. Okay.
They went 9-7 their last 3 years, just for reference.
Yeah, but they made the playoffs and they almost beat Kansas City in that miracle.
Was that the game where Mariota threw it
caught his
himself?
Caught his own pass.
Did you see that?
I don't remember now.
There was some kind of Kansas City defender in front of him, and right behind him in the end
It
zone,
was,
there's a receiver.
Oh, he
Mariota throws it, hits his helmet, he catches it, and dives
It
in
was
for the
D Ford
touchdown.
again, the guy who lined up
Poor D
offside.
Ford, man, can't catch
Who
it.
landed offside.
Yeah,
Don't mention
He
D-Ford.
did Mariota did a pump fake
yeah.
and then tried to throw it. D Ford jumped up, blocked it. Mariota catches it and does like a front flip into the end zone.
Are you optimistic about Derrick Henry's season this year?
Oh yeah, 100%.
I think he had a huge turnaround second half, right?
A 99-yard touchdown.
Yeah, but also that was against the
touchdown.
Jaguars.
That's I mean, that's a good.
Anyone
defense.
could run a 99-yard touchdown against the Jaguars.
Stop. I don't know
You
about
can't-
that.
I'm
you can't say
joking. I'm
that.
joking. They have a pretty solid
Yeah.
defense.
Yeah, Calais Campbell would say otherwise.
They have
I mean,
big-
listen, for a franchise that hasn't had a great quarterback since Steve McNair, like, you know, they're not terrible.
Vince Young, he wasn't too bad.
Vince Young was good for like a season, bro.
Yeah,
Maybe that, if that. Where is he now?
I don't
I
know.
don't think he's on a roster.
No, he's retired.
He had to retire because of
He was a
concussions.
bust. Yeah,
Yeah.
he was a bust.
That
Rest in peace,
low-key is
Steve McNair.
before the time I watched football. So
Yeah,
it's been a while.
but that game against USC, man.
Oh,
Never forget.
that rushing touchdown.
Yeah,
I was
Okay.
so pissed when I watched. I'm an OU fan, so
Oh,
I watched
right.
Texas win.
it's just like
It's
no.
annoying.
My question is on Sundays, how do you watch so much football? You you watch football, college football on Saturdays, and then NFL on Sundays.
Yep.
Sundays is a lot for me. Just
Saturdays, I only watch OU.
okay.
If OU is not playing, then I don't.
I was like
watch
seeing
it.
your snaps and you're like watching college football Saturdays and I'm like, how do you have the time? Because like, oh my god, I can't do homework on Sundays because of football.
I would
hard,
I would
yeah.
do my homeworks on Fridays. Like Friday after,
Yeah.
like if I didn't work Friday, right after Juma, I'd just get my homework done.
Did you say Juma? What is Juma? No.
What religion are you guys? You're not white.
No. So that's
Cowboys?
Titans,
Yeah.
Cowboys.
The 10-6 Cowboys go into their next season loaded with a ton of defensive linemen, new receiving core. Dak's going to his fourth season. Zeke's holding out. Cowboys never stop being interesting for us here in Frisco, Texas.
It's tough because they have so many really good players, but then always something has to go wrong to just derail like what could be like. Okay, this is the year where it could be really good.
There's always something, yeah.
Yeah.
Historically, defenses tend to regress going into their next year, which is why I'm not that high on the Bears. Sorry, Bears fans. Dallas had a really good defense. Yeah, sorry, bro. But that's just a fact. I wonder if the Dallas defense is going to hold up, because they got Robert Quinn. That's pretty cool.
I think that's pretty good. They have a new safety, too.
Yeah.
What was his name? From the... something Ayoka from the
Georgia Loke. He's like a backup caliber, honestly. I think Jeff Heath's gonna be the starter there.
Yeah, but
Who's Jeff Heath?
He's the starting safety.
Did you just ask who Jeff Heath is?
The Jeff Heath.
Not
the GOAT Jeff Heath.
He's a strong safety. He's one of the safeties. Him and Xavier Woods.
Yeah. I think Xavier Woods is he still on the roster?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think personally, Chris Richard is going to take him places. He's going to be the next best safety.
What about Uzi?
Chris Richard?
No, Uzi. Is he still on?
He's a really good cornerback.
Awuzie.
Cheeto. Yeah, him and Byron Jones make a really good tandem. It's not quite like Jalen Ramsey, AJ Boye levels, but it's still pretty good.
Yeah.
So
I think record wise, looking at their roster, I'm nervous about. They're playing at the Saints again, but this time
they got a tough ass schedule though. Did you know that this is the first time in their history that they're gonna go? There's no back-to-back home games. Home and away, all the way.
I think you mentioned that before.
Yeah.
But based on their schedule, I think they might lose to the Eagles once this year. I don't think they're beating them twice.
I feel like they'd lose to the Eagles away at Eagle Stadium.
Yeah, I think that. I don't know. Actually, I think they beat the Packers.
That defense is rough, though.
Yeah, but it's also... Wait, are they playing at home?
They're playing at home against the Packers.
Oh, yeah. Then Aaron Rodgers is going to toss one of those passes.
Away at the Patriots, probably going to lose that.
If they beat the Patriots in Gillette Stadium, I think that's like...
That's a sign.
Yeah, I think that takes them into top 5.
3, 4, 5, 6. It'll be week 6, so the Pats should be well into their mode. Usually they start off 2-2, but...
Yeah,
I think they'll be well in. Bears, that's going to be tough. It's going to be cold in Chicago, that's for sure.
Is that a December game?
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Dude, they got to win those early games. I'm serious. You got to win the Giants game, Dolphins game, Packers games, Eagles game, Vikings. That's when the cutoff, I think, happens. And even then, that's not half bad of a... then Patriots, Bears, Eagles at home, the Rams. That's a tough stretch. If they can win half of those games...
They have to play the Chiefs and the Rams?
No, they're not.
Not Chiefs, Bears.
No.
Yeah.
I was about to say, if you have to play the Chiefs and Rams, you're back to back.
Yeah. But they gotta go 500 there. And after that, it gets a little bit easier. Bucks, Redskins, and it's hard to go with Saints. And then Jets, Giants, Lions, Bills. So then it's an easier stretch. Though I'm high on the Bills. We'll get to that later.
I think 11-5 is
a stretch.
It's a little bit of a stretch. I think 11-5 is the highest I'm willing to go. I don't think 12-4.
People are saying 12-4, and I'm like, I don't know about that.
It's Skip Bayless, I think, saying it.
NFL Network was also like, I'm gonna go 12-4. This is my prediction. I'm like,
Skip Bayless also calls Kawhi Leonard number 2.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I think 12-4 is a bit of a stretch. I'm not gonna put my hopes that high.
I hope, but I'm gonna say, I think a 10-6 record isn't unheard of. They have a great roster. You know what I'm saying? They have a really good roster. I think their coordinator, now that old Scott Linehan's gone, I think he might add maybe a 20% boost to that offense. They're not just gonna throw screens on 3rd and long anymore. They're actually gonna try more downfield passing. I heard John Kitna's really fine-tuning Dak's mechanics. And it's he's at least in OTAs he was able to hit deep targets really well, which is exciting to hear about.
Yeah. Mark Cooper, I'm looking forward to him having a full season. People are really saying Michael Gallup is a legit second option now. Yeah. So I'm pretty happy about that.
Randall Cobb's good.
Same
for injury, but he's good.
Let go of Allen Hurns. That was... Allen Hurns was kind of 5 5K out of like 5 catches this season?
I'll check his incredible stats. He's with the Dolphins now. Look at that.
Yeah, 1 year deal.
I'm glad he's still getting paid. Good for him. Wow. He had okay. So he had, let's see, 20 receptions for 295 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Okay.
So, that's like half of Michael Gallup.
Half of Michael Gallup.
Yeah.
I think, what's it called? I think their biggest question, what do you think their biggest, like, other than Zeke, let's take Zeke out of the picture.
Other than the contracts, which I think they'll get done because Jerry is good at getting contracts done. I'm very curious how their new offensive coordinator is going to work. I think it's going to be mostly the same offense, that kind of like run first, just out physical you type offense. But whenever they're going to advance the passing a little bit by having more like movements and they're going to kind of spice it up a little bit, kind of like the way the Rams do and stuff like that. Maybe a bit more options in there, who knows. But I think it'll be just enough to where it's like... Because and this is one thing, I think we'll get to Dak later. We're going to do that. But a small thing about Dak, he is good, but like his system is so just vanilla and average, and he has to make do with such a boring offense. Like when Cowboys fans know like what the next play is gonna be, I feel bad for Dak because like there's no movement. They're like players don't like how like wide receivers sometimes are like they'll kind of like shift and do motions and stuff like that. Cowboys don't do it. They just line up and they just hope that they do it. And Dak usually doesn't have the power to like change things up at the line of scrimmage that often. Sometimes he does, and it works out, But I feel like Dak has to overcome that type of offense a lot. You know what I'm saying?
That's fair. I think, for me, Dak definitely has to. In order, if we want to make it to the Super Bowl, Dak has to take his game to another level. I think that's without a question. It can't. I think he needs to fumble the ball a whole lot less.
Yeah.
That drove me crazy. Remember the Redskins game?
I think that was because and I think this is more to Dak's credit. Like he's trying to become more of a pocket passer. Like I know people are like he needs to rush more, and he does. Like the dude's built like a linebacker. Like he's a pretty big guy who can like hit. He's not quite Cam, but it's like it's close.
I would call him a balanced quarterback, not a pocket passer, not a strong arm, not a scrambler.
He can do a little bit of everything. Maybe not everything to the best.
He can scramble out when he needs to.
Yeah.
Or he can just sit in the pocket and improvise. If he needs to get out of the pocket, he can take out.
Second half of that 2018 season when Amari Cooper got there, he had like a 71% completion percentage.
Amari Cooper's a big target.
He's a big target.
You can't miss him.
He can actually separate. Great route runner.
That's like having. It's like having Julio Jones, and you just loft it up to him, and he's going to come down with it.
Another Alabama receiver, so for sure. They're similar in that sense. So, I think we'll talk more about Dak later and more about him, but I look forward to seeing him for sure. I think he'll continue to grow this season. I think we might get the best of Dak coming next season.
Hopefully, especially if the contract gets done before the season starts. I hope that doesn't just let him just like, okay, I'm good.
I guess they're just going to have to deal with like a $32 million contract. I don't think any quarterback is worth the kind of money that they get. I think all quarterbacks are overpaid inherently.
Yeah.
But if he has to get paid that time, people are saying like $22 million. Y'all are stupid, okay? Quarterbacks nowadays, if you're worth your salt, you get paid $30 million. That's just how the market is.
I feel like the Russell Wilson contract should go to Patrick Mahomes.
I think Patrick Mahomes going to get like $50 million or something stupid.
I feel like that too. I don't even know how much that. I'm going to search Russell Wilson's contract that he just signed. I don't even think you can sign a $200 million contract in the NFL.
If there's going to be a first guy, it's going to be Patrick Mahomes. That's
sure. I think he'll be the first, close to $40 million a year quarterback.
I hate the 49ers and Vikings so much, man. They paid Jimmy Garoppolo after 7 games like $27.5 million a year. That's insane. You pay Kirk like $29 million a year. These two guys are not.
Wilson got $140 million over 4 seasons, $65 million signing bonus, and an average of $35 million a year. That's just
no.
That signing bonus is more than some quarterbacks' contracts.
Straight up, certainly the rookie ones.
All right, 43 days until
43
Cowboys,
days until
Giants.
preseason?
No, till
Preseason's in like
regular
11 days
season.
or something like that, right? Like it's
yeah, it's coming up pretty quick.
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Yeah, in August.
I'm hyped.
But 43 days, Cowboys, Giants. I'm looking forward to it.
Mhm.
I
Is
can't
that
wait
week
for
one?
football. Yeah, week 1.
It's always week one.
Is it
I
not
love that.
Is it a Sunday night game?
I don't know about Sunday night. I think
Because they always play Sunday night.
Yeah, they love their primetime games.
they have like 5 primetime games this year.
They always have 5 time.
I don't think the Giants get any more primetime games because Odell Beckham's out there.
And
But I
that's-
feel like Saquon Barkley's going to keep like the primetime going.
I'm excited for Saquon. I'm
What's
drafting
the
him in
8th of
fantasy.
September.
Screw you if you take him in fantasy before me.
Alright, well, it's probably Sunday. Alright, I think we can end the podcast off there. I think that's a pretty good start. That was
Yeah.
the first episode.
That was a lot. That was a
Yeah.
lot we discussed.
Yeah.
Man,
And I think with that, we're going to sign off officially.
are we ending this in a specific way?
I don't think we have an outro yet. We'll get there, right? We'll figure it out
Yeah.
at some point.
Tune in next time. Thanks for listening.
Tune in whenever we feel like making
Whenever we
another
play
one.
another one of these. Yeah. Alright,
Cool.
bye.